Today we're going to take a look at how I edit my videos. Every video I make starts out with me writing down a list with keywords of what the video should contain. I try to keep it short and write down as many keywords as that pops into my mind about that certain topic or what the video is supposed to be about. Now it's time to sort and structure all my ideas and keywords. I will try to build a story and sort my ideas into chapters, sections, etc. It depends on what the project or video is about. I set up every project in the Note app on my Mac. That's because the Note app syncs really good to all my devices, like my iPhone or my iPad. Then I put on some music from Artlist or Epidemic Sound. No, this is not a sponsored video. This is just the two main music services I use for online content. I find them to be really good, both of them. There are actually two reasons I put on music this early on. First of all, it's because I've become much more creative when I listen to music, and the second part is that finding the right song for each project is probably the hardest part of any video. So I need to listen through quite a lot of songs before I find the correct one. And now it's time to get out there and shoot the footage. I bring my camera almost every time I leave the house. It's almost like the phone in your pocket. If you bring it with you at all times, it's much easier to capture great moments and capture good footage when you see it. Sometimes I'm driving home from work, practice, just going to the store, or I'm on a family trip and I get creative ideas. I can shoot footage that I can use in future projects. It's really easy to get lazy and reuse old material. I'm a firm believer that you add much more value to your production if you learn the habit of shooting new footage for every video. Yes, I do use old material or old videos of my own when I need to look back on things or I need to reference an older movie. But I try to stay with the habit of shooting new material every time. There are some rules and simple guidelines I try to follow in each production, like shooting rules, composition, and techniques that works in your favor. I got into photography when I was a little kid, so understanding photography and understanding how to work with a flat image, foreground, background, and the rule of thirds and the golden stuff, makes it much easier to understand the same principle in video, and it will add much more value to your productions. Visual storytelling, it's much more important than people think. When this is done, it's time to sort all your footage. Open a project in your editor of choice. For me, I use DaVinci Resolve on my iMac or LumaFusion on my iPad. Import all your footage and scrub through your material, your clips, and try to see the highlights of each clip. This way it will be much easier to see what you will use and what you will not use. A lot of the footage I take, I never use in my final production, so I shoot much more footage than I actually use when it comes to editing. It's better to have a little bit more footage than less footage, because you can always fill in or make some extra B-rolls or just try to complement the story you try to tell if you have different angles, and if you shoot a little bit extra. It takes about the same time, but you have many more angles to work with when you try to tell a visual story. The next step is where the real work starts, the editing process. It's really hard for me to show you how this is done because every project and every video is different, and it takes a lot of time to edit a complete video. But it always starts out with me dragging down a couple of clips to my timeline, and I add music and I try to find the flow or the feel of the music with the clips, and I try to just add it to the music. And then I get into a flow and I just continue the work. Having a small amount of OCD always helps with this part. But the most important part is to have a flow or a feel with the clips and the music you use. It's kind of like telling a story with the visual, trying to tell a story with the audio, and just bring people along the trip or bringing people along on the story. That sounds much more easier than it is, But I try to be really specific with the clips I use, and I don't try to use longer clips for a longer period of time because it's easy to get bored. Our eyes and mind can think through stuff much faster than we can show it on video. So if you show a 3-second clip, people can make a huge story just to see a couple of clips like that. Now, when the rough edit is done, I try to see if I can spice up the footage with overlays, text, transitions, and time lapses, maybe some stop motion. But it's really easy to get overboard with this part. So be careful. If it don't add to the story, it will only serve as a distraction, and it will take away the flow for the video. So doing this too much will not do you any favors. And when that is done, I head over to the color page and I color correct all my footage. And this is by far the most important step of a good edit. And it's without a doubt the most difficult part with any edits. But making a good color grade to your footage and make the clips kind of complement each other, having the same contrast, having the same color or almost the same color, helps a lot for the viewer and for the eye to relax and be part of the story. So do not underestimate the importance of color grading your footage. And the last step is to look through your video, watch through the whole thing, see if you have missed anything or if something feels offbeat or just doesn't feel right. Try to edit it, try to trim it down, try to make it shorter, because if you get bored, I bet the viewers will also get bored. And if people get bored, they will skip ahead and don't watch your whole video. If I'm happy with the result, I go over to the delivery page, I export my footage, upload it to YouTube, and when this is going on, I'll take the time it takes for the video to render and upload to YouTube to make a good thumbnail, to make the video stand out. And I try to add a good description to the video. And I make sure not to do any clickbaits or any other crap that is so popular these days. I'm a firm believer that quality speaks for itself and you don't need to lure people to click in your videos. I'd rather use my time to make better content instead. Always be respectful of people's time. I think people appreciate that no matter what the YouTube algorithm says. Get to the point, don't waste everyone's time telling how the click, notification, subscribe thing, bell crap works. Use your energy on making better content instead. That's what I do. Oh, talking for hours. I need to. And yeah, dare to fail. Upload videos, get feedback, learn from your mistakes. I can't tell you enough how many great people I've come in contact with. I had the pleasure of sharing creative ideas with after I started uploading videos to YouTube. Now I'm gonna wrap it up. This is all I got for you today. I hope that gives you a little bit better understanding of how I make my videos, how you can probably make your videos stand out there or make your videos better. Try to stick to it, enjoy the process, and yeah. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.